Why would you buy a Steadicam if you already have a gimbal? Well, for me the main reason was transferring the weight of the camera rig from my arms to my body essentially, so being able to film for longer. So a Steadicam isolates the camera from the operator's movement, and this is something you partially achieve with the gimbal, but with the Steadicam plus gimbal you get extra stability, especially when the Steadicam is connected to a vest with an isoelastic arm. So the isoelastic arm includes two tough springs which further stabilize motion along the vertical axis. Because the operator is wearing a body vest, all the weight from the camera is transferred to your body instead of just your arms. So steady camera systems like the Arri Trinity are really expensive, but luckily there is a company called DigitalFoto which makes a really good Steadicam system, which is something like 40 times cheaper than the Arri Trinity. So in this review I'll show you my first attempt to operate the Thanos Pro 2. The reason why I filmed this is because I wanted to give you a taste of how easy it is to set this up, even if you've never used a Steadicam before. And in the second part of the video I'll show you a field test. What I really liked about this setup is that for tracking shots you don't need to walk backwards, but you can simply rotate your camera and walk forwards. So here I'm using my mobile phone as a monitor, and the connection is done wirelessly through the DJI Raven Eye. So overall I'm really impressed with the build quality, and given that this is being sold for as little as £1,000, it's really worth getting it. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to get this Thanos Pro 2 is because essentially you get tired. So if you use something like this, you're gonna get tired after some minutes. This is a DJI RS2, this is a monopod, and this is a BlackMagic Pocket Cinema camera 4K. So what I will do now is that I want to do a test, start counting now, and see how long I can last while holding this camera. So the way I would operate this is that I would hold it like that, so that gives, it's a sort of a Steadicam. You can do plenty of things, like you can bring it down, you can bring it up, you can go up. So it's quite handy, and then also when you want to rest, you just put it on the floor, but then it won't stay, might fall down. So if you need to rest, then you need to place it on clamps or need to ask someone to hold it for you. So let's see how long I can last with this thing. So let's say I was operating this thing, now we're like 1 minute. If you hold this for a long time, you might be able to do like some shots, maybe 3-5 minutes, and then you're gonna get tired. Especially you're gonna start feeling pain in your back, then of course your arms. Yeah, I'm starting to feel pain in the back, here in the lower part. So that's the main reason why I wanted to get this Thanos Pro. Alright, so I would say after 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, you start getting tired and you need to rest it somewhere. So if I just leave it like this, it's gonna fall. So I would need to, I've got some clamps, I would need to connect it to some clamps which are connected to my cart. Or I would need to ask someone to hold it, or I would need to remove it from here and then place it on this tripod thing and just put it here. Okay, so let me unpack this DigitalFoto Thanos Pro. So the first thing I want to say is that I was a bit worried because the manufacturer is based in China. So I thought might be able to get this in maybe 1-2 months. But instead it turns out that they have an office here in the UK. So I placed the order, I think it was Monday. I got this parcel on Wednesday, so that was super fast. Price wise is about £1,200, which is great. It's way cheaper than professional alternatives like from Arri Trinity. Okay, so let's open this this box. This. So the good thing is that you get this carrying case, which is great. Let's see what's inside. Okay, so this is the vest. Right. Okay, so we got the base here with the weights, and instead of the weight I'm gonna use a V-mount battery. So there is a V-mount battery, which is great because I can mount this battery here, which is a BP190. So the idea is to power the camera with that. Okay, so we got, which is what you're gonna mount on the arm. And I think it's essential here that you use one of these light stands, because you're gonna mount the system on it. So this will go like that, right? Always make sure that this leg is aligned with the arm, otherwise it will fall down. Some screws here. Then we got the key for adjusting the tension of the arm. We got some cables. We got other D-tap cable here. This goes directly into the V-mount battery, and you can also use, I think, this one to power the BlackMagic. So basically you just put it here and it should power the BlackMagic. A plate for V-mount batteries. So I would just place this thing like that, and then it powers on. And now I've got the magic arm. Might need, if I want to have a monitor mounted on this thing, and then the arm. So this is the arm that goes in the vest. Right. First of all, I'm gonna wear this thing. Looks like it was adjusted for my... Okay, this looks good. I mean, you need to make sure that you can freely move your legs. You might even want to run with this thing. So the reason why you want this thing to be on when you balance the steadicam is because you want the camera to move together with the system. This is good. Now we're gonna mount this thing here. Okay, so now let's mount the gimbal here and let's see what happens. Alright, so now it's a matter of balancing this thing. So if I bring it down like this, I should be able to adjust this thing from here. And I should be able to adjust the length of this thing from here, yes. Now this is amazing because it's cool. Because you can either balance it like that, right? But you can also balance it from here. So now I think it's fine. I just want a rough thing. If the thing rotates, you can put extra weights. But it's not even rotating. I think it's kind of alright. Okay, so it's moving a little bit. Okay, so this is done. Now, once this is done, just bring it back here. And now, of course, it's balanced horizontally. You would do a separate calibration for balancing it vertically. Need to mount this thing here. It's always good to have someone that helps you, right? Because this thing might move around. It's always good to have an assistant, but now I don't have anyone, so let's see if I can manage myself. So I would need to take this thing and then mount this thing in arm, which is like this. And I feel the weight is like all in my stomach essentially. And what you can do with this thing is that basically you can adjust the tension. Now it's too much. Okay, I think it's done. I need to test it outside. So I will do a better balance and I will test it in a few days. Let's see what I get. But I think it's like the weight, I can rest my arms kind of. Let's say that if this was balanced vertically, it's not now. I would be able to, the way I feel it is like, I need to lay a little bit backwards, a little bit, to keep it. And you feel the weight in your, you feel the weight in your waist, which is alright. I don't really feel any pain in the back, to be honest. You can rest your arms like this, and yeah. So if you let it go, it tends to move like that, unless you stay like this. And now the gimbal is dead, but other than that, this is my first test, and it was very easy to set up. I never used this thing before. I think it's pretty straightforward. This battery, V-mount battery solution is great because you can power the camera for a very long time. So here I got a Sony battery, mount. I used to mount my Sony batteries here together with the LP6 battery there. So I'm gonna remove this battery from here and I will just power the camera using this cable. I might have some backup battery just in case, but this is also better because it's gonna make the gimbal here lighter without this thing, and I can secure the lens. This is a manual lens. I can secure the lens with whatever is provided by them. So I'm actually happy with this solution. The only thing I might be concerned about is this cable here might exert some tension on the gimbal, but probably not. Let's see how it goes. You probably need to leave some room here, make sure the thing can move freely, especially if you're rotating, going up and down, but it looks great. And again, this you need to be careful because this moves around. If you have furniture, if you have other people, you might hit someone, so you need to be careful with this. All right, so I think I'm gonna just keep it here. So I like it, it's very good. So we're gonna be testing this on an actual shoot in a few days. So let's see how it goes. Right, so now we're filming here at the University of Cambridge, and I've got the Thanos 2 Pro. I'm gonna mount the arm here, and I've got the steadicam already balanced. So what I'm going to do here now is that, see, the cool thing of this stuff is that I got this battery here which is powering the camera, and then got some cables here that are powering the phone, and then I can also power the gimbal if I want with this cable. So I'm going to basically now I'm going to turn on the camera, and you need to be careful with this arm because it moves around. Yeah, there we go. So always be careful with this thing. Fucking hell, man. So I'm gonna turn it on. So I got BlackMagic focusing on my camera with the manual lens, autofocus, and I'm going to just turn it on now. That's on. So I'm just going to calibrate it. This is good because it gives you stability, this thing. You can just leave it on the floor. Okay, now extremely carefully, just gonna make sure this thing doesn't catch my fingers or something.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Always be careful.
It looks like you could have added arms to the Terminator.
Yes. Okay.
Actually, for the Alien, they used something similar to this for the gun.
Now, the way I balanced this thing was to keep it horizontal. So this is the right position, should stay. It was balanced for the horizontal position. Now, what I'm gonna do here is that I'm going to calibrate the focus. So I will select the lens.
What we're going to do here is we're going to put it in this watch glass under this light. This could have worked fairly efficiently on the light sun. It could even work in the light of the modern sun, but on a cloudy Cambridge day, we're going to be using something that's not like starlight at all.
So I'm gonna track forward like this and come close to me. So you just stay there, stay there, stay there.